Half a day students, I am Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. You all have been through a year of big changes. We've had to adapt and make big changes to keep our families and our island safe. But with change comes opportunity and a chance to try new things like PBS University. While Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and I will continue to do our part to keep our island safe, you students have a part to play as well. Your part is to keep learning and to keep up with your lessons. That's why I am happy to see you here ready to learn with PBS University. PBS University is a way to bring a continuous educational curriculum to you while you stay safe at home during this time. To help you keep up with your studies, we asked our friends at PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education to put together this episode. Thank you for doing your part and have a great lesson.
Humanities Guåhan, an independent nonprofit organization affiliated with the National Endowment for the Humanities, is dedicated to promoting public humanities programming for the people of Guam and providing foundational support and educational resources for our island community. For more information about Humanities Guåhan, visit www.humanitiesguahan.org. The following webinar series is part of a project presented by Humanities Guåhan entitled Unincorporated, Voting, Voices, and Visions Para Guåhan. This project explores Chamorro stories, experiences, and perspectives on civic engagement in relation to voting rights, democracy, political status, and Chamorro self-determination. Unincorporated consisted of the 5-part webinar series that took place from January through May 2021 and covered topics on the origins of Chamorro self-determination, the work of the Commission on Decolonization, the relationship between art and decolonization, and the role of the U.S. legal system as it relates to Guam's political status. The project culminated with the launch of an online and printed magazine distributed throughout the community, which consists of essays, creative reflections, and artwork exploring issues around Guåhan's political status and decolonization through the perspectives and historical and political experiences of the Chamorro people of Guåhan.
Incremental change does not address the core issue. Dr. Underwood had said this, and I think that this is really the message that I think is important in regards to national voting rights. National voting rights is fantastic, and it's not to say that it won't be a good thing for us. I want to be clear. I'm not against national voting rights. Would I turn them down if offered? Definitely not. You know, if national voting rights came to Guam, I think great. It's just another tool in the toolbox. But even if we were to be given full national voting rights, the same as any other state, I would still advocate for Chamorro self-determination. I would still advocate for decolonization because that is necessary. We have to do that. We have to first answer the question, what do our people want? Even if we were given national voting rights, we would still not be a state. And so we would have to determine, do we want to be a state or do we want something else? Now, if we decide that we want to be a state, then absolutely, national voting rights is a given. That should happen immediately. But we haven't yet crossed that bridge. And I think that, this is the same with the Constitution. I'm not saying that I'm against writing a Constitution. We absolutely have to write a Constitution. But what kind of Constitution are we going to be writing? If we do it now, we have to write a Constitution that falls within the parameters of the US Constitution under the umbrella, right? And it has to basically be a subservient Constitution, a Constitution that recognizes the sovereignty of the US. If we were to become freely associated, our governing document, our Constitution, will not be the same as a state constitution or a territorial constitution. If we were to become independent, it would be a totally different constitution. And so that's what I'm saying. It's not that we shouldn't have voting rights or we shouldn't have a constitution. but we need to figure this part out first. Both of those things would absolutely make a difference in the quality of our life, in our level of autonomy. But we have to first address the core of our issue. Okay, for reals, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to just promote the COD?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We are with it, and we are on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter. So follow us on social media. Our YouTube channel has all of the Fanhita videos. They're really nice and cut down into 1 hour segments. And they also include some extra footage. We interviewed some other folks and some of the scholar experts on the side during the day. So there is some new content that you may not have seen even if you attended. So definitely check it out. Feel free to email us at guamcod@guam.gov. And please check out our website, www.decol.guam.gov.
Thank you so much. Nasitu usmaasi. That was what a conversation, dude. Thank you so much for your time. And now I mean, there were a couple of other questions that I wanted to ask you, but you did so well. Thank you very much for sharing everything with us. And I appreciate your time. But you're going to be happy because I am now about to introduce Nichole Quintanilla.
Hey, one of my favorite poets.
Yeah. So
Yay.
I think I've been looking forward to this part too. She actually, before I go in, she was a delegate of ours with the Literary Arts Committee for the Festival of Pacific Arts that I got to participate in and volunteer for. So Nichole Palau and Tronku Quintanilla is a young CHamoru poet, weaver, and indigenous rights activist from Guåhan. She believes that education is vital to the self-determination and decolonization of her people. She teaches Guam history at Okudu High School. She received her BA in CHamoru Studies and History and her MA in teaching from the University of Guam. And she aspires to open a youth center for the performing and cultural arts on Guåhan. Nichole, hagupaku.
Off a day. I'll just jump into it. As a teacher, I often look out into an ocean of faces on mornings when the tide is low. I can see hands rise like coral clusters jutting out of the water, hesitant and scarce, as if afraid to be scorched by the sun's rays, as if the sun had not already raised the temperature of their ecosystem. How are they to thrive in these conditions? When students are conditioned to calcify themselves into a 2x3 desk, notions of what nation they belong to coat their minds like a thick layer of sediment, suffocating the knowledge that they belong to no one. In my classroom, I want thoughts to swim through their minds like fish about what they wish their island could become. Open their eyes means to decolonize. Imagine a future unpolluted by foreign power where there's plastic bags and soda cans of colonization can no longer cause contamination in their waters. I want ideas to ebb and flow like waves from brain to paper to plans to progress. There is no progress without them. There is no Guåhan without them. Their voices will be heard for generations. They are the makers of nations, the caretakers of our islands, past and present and future. These students hold all the power. They are the island's protectors. Together, they will build a community, defend our people against tsunamis that threaten our democracy, grow into a reef of leaders and dreamers, determine a future they see for themselves that tells the world that Guåhan is not going anywhere. They will surround the island vibrant and vast and unyielding, and it is our job to ensure our corals are thriving. Sidosmaasi.
Amazing, Nichole. Just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for doing this and for giving us the opportunity to hear your wonderful poetry. Thank you so much. So this brings us to the end of this important webinar, and what a way to go. What a wonderful ending. And we thank you again for being with us to hear this powerful and educational presentation. Sizus Masi to the governor, our Megahaga, to Melvin, Selena, and Nichole. We are filled with much gratitude for today's webinar. So before you sign off as the audience, we ask that you complete the evaluation, which is in the Zoom chat box and via a Facebook link. Thank you all for joining us.
These webinars can be accessed on Humanities Guåhan's Facebook page. To view the online magazine associated with Unincorporated Voting, Voices, and Visions Para Guåhan, visit humanitiesguåhan.org/unincorporated.
Hafa students, I'm Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. For more than a year now, you all have continued to wash your hands and watch your distance from others, and you've done a really great job wearing your masks. We know your parents and guardians have helped you to make these changes to keep yourself and your community safe. As Governor Leon Guerrero said, we are happy you are here. We want you to continue to learn and sharpen your skills with the help of PBS University. This program is the result of a collaborative effort. We couldn't do it alone. I'd like to thank the teachers and support staff of the Guam Department of Education and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to our students. I'd also like to thank you students for participating at home. To your parents, I'd like to thank you for taking an active role in your child's education. We are all eager to return to a time when all of us can share and study together in person. Until then, we hope you learned something new from this PBS University instruction.